Hello students, welcome to your underground metalliferous mining classes. This is your 6th sessions of the chapter 2. We have already discussed about what are the common cause of accidents from explosives, what is misfire, what definition of misfire, cause of misfire, and how to deal with misfire shot. And we have already learnt about what is blown out shots and how to deal with shot after misfire. And in this class, in the sessions, we'll know about what is priming cartridges, how to go for direct initiations, what are indirect initiations, and what is stemming and different type of stemming materials present or practiced during the charging of holes. Priming is nothing but connecting a detonator to an explosive cartridge. The operations of connecting a detonator to an explosive is called as priming. How we do that? A shot firer uses a wooden pricker to prick a hole in this explosive cartridge, and in the hole a detonator has been inserted. After the insertions of a detonator, this explosive cartridges is pressed so that the head of the hole has been closed, and the leading wire or a detonating fuse is tied to this explosives. Such procedure and operation is called priming of a cartridge. Let's go for the next topic called direct initiations. Here, usually in charging of a shot hole, we do not insert always a priming cartridges, means we will not tie the detonators with the explosive cartridges, means the priming, and then insert into the shot holes, means for entire explosives the same operations will not be continued. Instead, the explosives will be inserted, means explosive cartridges will be inserted in the shot hole. After 2 to 3 cartridges are inserted, the third cartridges will be primed. One such process. Here, in case of direct initiations, the first normal explosive cartridges will be inserted inside the shot hole. Finally, the primed cartridges will be inserted, where the primed cartridges head will be seeing towards the shot hole. In such cases, we call it as direct initiations. What is then called indirect initiations? In case of indirect initiation, the first primed cartridges will be inside the shot hole and followed by normal explosive cartridges. In such cases, we call it as indirect initiation. The business hand here will be looking towards the base of the shot hole. Now, let's know what is called as a stemming material. The stemming materials could be your rock fragments or a sand or even any other stemming materials. Why we utilize this? To maintain high gas pressure within the blast hole for a longer period of time. This method helps in confine the gas within a borehole, helps to prevent high cost of blasting, air blast, excessive ground vibrations, fly rocks and boulders. This reduces energy waste, minimizes air blast and improper fragmentation. A suitable inert incombustible material used to confine or separate explosives in a drill hole or to cover explosives in mud capping is called as stemming material. In common practices, to use a drill cuttings as a stemming material to function properly, the stemming material should have average diameter of 0.05 times the dia of the hole and should be of angular. If the stemming distance is too great, there will be poor top breakage from the explosives. and backbreak will increase. When the stemming is inadequate, the explosions will escape prematurely from explode the hole. Could you see here? This is the blast hole. Once it is charged, and without stemming, what happens is the energy gets diversified, and there are chances that entire explosive cartridges are blown out. When the explosive itself are blown out, then there could be no blasting could take place in the shot holes. In such cases, what we do is we charge the holes, prime it, then we stem it with using different stemming materials. What happens is this holes gets confined. Once the blasting is taken place, the energy is longitudinally spread, whereas the energy cannot escape in the outward directions. So energy gets confined in these directions so that the breakage of materials could be seen. These are, we can directly use the sands available on the ground as a stemming materials, or we can fill it in the cartridges. What are different stemming materials? One is stay, sand, clay mixture, sand and crushed rock, fly ash, clay mixture, moist clay, PVC ampholis, water and gel filled ampholis, stem plugs, rock clock, foam stemming plugs, air ducting, and others. We knew in case of stemming, in certain cases, we go for other method of stemming also. Okay, let's see what is sand clay mixture. We go for clay. The reason is it has almost no resistance to sand. Generally accepted as most convenient and effective for general use. The mixture should consist of coarse sand, brick dust, and together with 5% calcium chloride to keep it moist. Water should be added to make a stiff paste up to 10%. Sand and crushed rock. Sand cannot be inserted in the normal way in horizontal and upwardly inclined holes. This offers a very high resistance in dislodging. For blast holes of dia 50 to 130 mm range, the angular crushed rocks having a size of 6 to 13 mm is most suitable stemming material. In a wet blast holes, the coarse angular stemming sinks more readily than drill cuttings. Fly ash and clay mixture. A mixture of fly ash and red clay can be used effectively in coal mines for stemming because the fly ash is readily available in coal mines. So this mixture represents a cost-effective or economically cheap stemming materials. Air decking is a technique used to pre-split roof, ribs, pillars and high holes. When an air gap is introduced in the middle of two columns of explosives in a blast hole, the explosion products from two explosive columns. This portion generates air shock waves. Could you see here? The general stemming practices, whereas here the explosives are placed and air is filled in this particular area and a gas bag and then stemming. Right? When the explosion takes place, the gas bag, even here, the shock is generated. Shock generates from both the ends. This shock collides in the air gap provided in the decking to give for good blasting. Okay, let's go for MCQ of the day. When a misfire is suspected, no one shall enter the blast area for 30 minutes if safety fuse and blasting caps are used, 15 minutes if any other type of detonators are used. A misfire is the complete or partial failure of explosives material to detonate as planned. Yes, true. The blast area is the area in which concussion or shock wave, flying material or gases from an explosion may cause injury to persons, and is determined by geology or the material to be blasted, yes, blast pattern, yes, burden, depth, diameter and angles of the holes, yes, blasting experience of the mines, delay system, powder factor and pounds per delay, type and amount of explosive materials, and type and amount of stimuli, all the above. Thank you students, let's meet in the next session.